Hey guys, DC here, and this is my review of Rayman Mini on the Apple Arcade for Apple TV. Alright, so the game is loading up here. We're going to accept the legal terms. And this again is Rayman Mini. And I'm using my SteelSeries Nimbus. And this is on the Apple TV HD. I've been getting that question a lot more lately. Which generation Apple TV I've been using. So I do have the Apple TV HD that I do most of my recordings on. But I also have the first generation 4K. And I think some of the newer games, and I think Rayman Mini is one of the, I don't want to say old games, but one of the older games on Apple TV, or within the Apple Arcade rather. So I know that these older games usually fare well on the on the Apple TV HD. They came out during that generation for the most part. Some of the newer games really need that first generation 4K or the second generation 4K for them to really be I guess played in their highest quality. So just for clarification on that, now we are just going through the menu here with Rayman a little bit. Rayman is a sort of classic character, has been around for a long time here. And this is just like another rendition on Rayman. And just starting off here, the game looks pretty. It's nice to look at here. And he's moving pretty smoothly here. There's some good sort of effort put into the foreground and background design. I like the colors, very good use of colors, very rich. He's moving pretty well here, and it's really nice to look at the background and foreground. And with Rayman here, similar to a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit, he's just moving on on his own. So I'm not moving him here. As I kind of get through the first stage, I got 59 looms. So he moves forward, and I can kind of control his jumps and his glides. And the water is something that allows you to kind of reverse track here. But one thing in comparison to SpongeBob Patty Pursuit, this just looks so much better. This is so much more rich. You can tell they put more effort into the design and the look here. It just looks so much better, way easier on the eyes, as opposed to like a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit that the color is not very rich. I feel like it's just the name SpongeBob, obviously that's going to draw a lot of eyes, a lot of attention, but I feel like that game is a little bit more thrown together as opposed to this, that they focus on a lot more of the design elements, the way that Rayman moves, and the way that the stages are kind of developed here. This background, foreground, kind of similar to like a Leo's Fortune. So yeah, a lot of these movements are similar to like a Leo's Fortune and a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit, a lot of the same actions. But what's nice with Leo's Fortune is that you're able to, you have more control over his rate of movement and his directions and everything like that. With this, you're kind of carried along through the game a little bit more, I think. With that, with the way that the stages are set up. And I could be wrong about his movement actually here. I think I do have a little more control than I thought with the way that he moves. It's just the way the stage designs are set up. It's, you know, they're kind of forcing you in certain directions a little bit more. Alright, so I got some more looms getting through these stages here. Alright, so we can unlock additional costumes or skins, however you want to refer to them as. But yeah, the way that he moves or kind of interacts with the water is pretty cool. You know, we have these little pussy willows here that he's jumping on. So he's a cool little dynamic character, Rayman. He reminds me, and this may be a little random comment here, but he reminds me a little bit of like an Earthworm Jim. I don't know how many of you guys remember that Earthworm Jim. Maybe too young to know that reference. But Earthworm Jim was a cartoon that I believe was, you know, made into a video game. Or vice versa, or the other way around, I'm not sure, but I don't know why I just kind of thought about that Earthworm Jim slide scroller, and kind of, you know, playing this kind of reminds me of that game a little bit randomly. But this is pretty cool. This is pretty dynamic. This may I feel like this kind of gives me a combined feel of like a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit and a Leo's Fortune. I feel like there's a lot of sort of, you know, elements they may have. I don't want to say taken from both those games, but if you take both those games and kind of mesh them together, I feel like you get a game like this. This is maybe a combination of a Leo's Fortune and a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit, which I have videos on my channel, so check out those videos. My review of Leo's Fortune Plus and the SpongeBob Patty Pursuit. Those are both side scrollers, so if you're into these sort of games, those are two good options. I do recommend Leo's Fortune over like a SpongeBob, but if you are a SpongeBob fan, then go ahead. I can do it for you. So yeah, with Rayman here, you do have some sort of control over his movements, more or less, but there's a lot of little drivers here and there that are kind of pushing you different directions. Keep hitting that little thing. Right, there we go. Alright, too easy. Let's see how many looms I got in that stage. I'm doing better with that. Or average with that. So if I attack while running, I can increase my speed. Okay, so I hit that little prickly thing. So I think it's my first time dying officially here, so I gotta be careful with that. Oh look, you can't even swing back. You have it kind of blocked off as soon as you walk past it there. So these stages are getting harder, I can say that, so They start you off kind of slow, but this does kind of increase in difficulty. There's a few games like that that I've reviewed that come to mind, like a Forensic Overtime, which is a puzzle game. That starts you off pretty easy in the tutorial, and the game kind of gets pretty difficult right away. And one of the developers reached out to me on Forensic Overtime and let me know that, yeah, it is a little bit different playing on the Apple TV versus on a phone or a tablet, kind of the difficulty of the game. So that game, Populous Run also is, you know, that game is pretty difficult too, or grows in difficulty pretty quickly. Another game that comes to mind. It's more of like a racing game, action game, the Populous Run game, so. Let's see if I can get through this stage here. This stage has a lot of little different things that can kill you here. Alright, so. And one thing with this, there are no checkpoints in this Rayman game, so I keep looking for like a checkpoint, like, come on, I made it through half the stage, give me a break here, so. But no, you have to get through the whole entire stage. These stages are pretty short, and here I go with my that river throws you back here. But yeah, this is definitely a lot more fun than I would say like a SpongeBob Patty Pursuit. This is good for a younger gamer, and again, Rayman's been around for a while, so depending on your age, you and your kids can probably, you know, enjoy this. You know, I think you've been around since maybe the early 90s, potentially even earlier than that. I want to say the 90s, so I would say around 30 years. So he's been through a couple different generations probably here. See if I can get through this stage here. This one was a difficult one. Alright, so I got through. Alright, so that is Rayman Mini for the Apple Arcade on the Apple TV HD. Check this out. Nice little side scroller. Good sound. I would say nice color, nice design. A good little offering here. If you enjoyed my review, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you can't win if you don't play.
Go!